Have you ever wondered if one of the oldest cleaning methods in history could actually compete with modern soap? That question led me to an experiment I honestly expected to fail. For 1 week, I stopped using commercial cleaners for several household jobs and relied on a simple ingredient that people have used for centuries: wood ash. According to old homesteading books and survival experts, clean hardwood ash can remove grease, clean cookware, and even reduce the need for expensive cleaning products. It sounded almost too good to be true. So I wanted to find out whether this ancient trick was genuinely useful or just another forgotten myth. If it worked, I could save money. If it didn't, I have a messy house and a good story. Either way, the results were going to be interesting. Today, we have a different product for almost every cleaning job imaginable. Dish soap, degreasers, all-purpose sprays, laundry detergents. The list never seems to end. But centuries ago, people didn't have any of these. Instead, they relied on materials they already had. One of the most common was hardwood ash left behind after cooking or heating their homes. Mixed with water, it creates an alkaline cleaning paste that has been used for generations. The idea sounded simple enough, but I wasn't interested in tradition alone. I wanted proof. Before starting, I calculated how much I normally spend on household cleaning products each month. The total came to around $45. If this old method could replace even part of that expense, it would be worth testing. After collecting clean hardwood ash and removing larger pieces, I prepared my first cleaning paste. Looking at the gray powder, I couldn't imagine it outperforming modern soap. But that was exactly why I wanted to test it. The first challenge was a greasy frying pan. Instead of dish soap, I rubbed damp ash over the surface with the cloth. At first, nothing seemed to happen. Then, little by little, the grease started lifting away. After rinsing the pan, I was honestly surprised. It wasn't spotless, but it was much cleaner than I expected. That immediately made me curious. Would it work again? Next, I tried dirty gardening tools covered with dried mud and oily residue. Once again, the ash performed surprisingly well. It took a little more effort than commercial cleaners, but it removed grime better than I thought possible. This is where things became interesting. Maybe the old stories weren't completely wrong. So I continued using ash throughout the week whenever I could. Some jobs impressed me. Others clearly showed the limits of the method. Greasy cookware? Very good. Metal tools? Also impressive. Light household cleaning? Acceptable. But then I tested glass surfaces. The results weren't great. Ash left streaks that required extra cleaning afterward. Certain delicate surfaces also weren't a good match because the fine particles could act as a mild abrasive. That reminded me that ancient methods weren't designed to replace every product. They were simply practical solutions for everyday life. But then something unexpected happened. Several days passed without me opening my bottle of degreaser. Normally, I use it regularly in the kitchen. This time, the ash handled most of those greasy jobs well enough that I didn't need it. That wasn't something I expected at all. The more I used the ash, the more I realized this experiment wasn't about replacing soap completely. It was about reducing how often I needed modern products. And that changes everything. By the end of the week, most of my cleaning supplies were barely touched. Had I saved the entire $45? Not exactly. But I had definitely reduced my cleaning costs. More importantly, I had discovered a forgotten technique that still has practical value today. The biggest surprise wasn't how powerful the ash was. It was how realistic the old method turned out to be. It wasn't magical. It wasn't perfect. It simply worked well for certain jobs. Modern soap is still faster, easier, and much more convenient. That's why it became the standard. But convenience also comes with ongoing costs. Ancient methods often required more effort in exchange for saving money. For someone living off-grid, camping, or simply looking to reduce household expenses, this forgotten trick could actually be useful. For someone rushing through a busy workday, modern cleaners still make much more sense. That's the balance I wasn't expecting to find. So, did ancient wood ash replace soap? No. Did it replace enough cleaning products to make me rethink how I clean my home? Absolutely. Sometimes history preserves ideas for a reason. Not because they're perfect, but because they're practical. This experiment reminded me that not every forgotten method deserves to stay forgotten. Some still have a place today. You just need realistic expectations. That's why I enjoyed testing these old survival and household tricks. Some fail completely. Others reveal surprising lessons that modern life has quietly overlooked, and this one definitely fell into the second category. Next time, I'll be putting another forgotten household trick to the test to see whether it's truly worth bringing back, or whether history was right to leave it behind.